and see what's happening. Hi, Scotty boy, Dinky-Doo, we're watching the football. Kareem, I wonder if you could check the YouTube now and see what the state of affairs is. That would be wonderful. I was just talking about you with my dad, says Emily. Wow, Emily. Livingston rule, okay. Absolutely, Gav. Are you part of a gang or what's going on? The home of the roundabout, I say to you. The Lizzie Bryce. What will Nicola do next? Well, that's for us to find out. There we are. Who's that in the picture behind you? Which one? That's me. That's me. That's Lord Wreath the dog. Don Rickles says Mark. Oh, Don Rickles. We love Don. He was funny. Happy birthday to Billy Conley. Yes, indeed, Jamie. A very happy birthday to Billy. Fantastic. Yes, yes. So there we are. Yes, it is. Fantastic, Kareem. Fantastic. That is great. We are showing now. Guys, we're live on the YouTube. If people were wondering what's happening, there we are. We're live now. If you see me looking up, I'm looking up at the YouTube camera. Big Daddy Scotty McCLUE. There we are. Now, hang on a minute. We need to get rid of Brian. Brian's got a language problem, so he has to go immediately. We don't put up with any of that on here. I can tell you. Now, we need the crown in place. There's no coronation yet before the referendum. Tree Man, I think that's right. Every single right-thinking Scot has to acknowledge that the king is our head of state and that we're now under the crown and the saltire. That's what we would have to have. How are you doing, sir? Hi, Craig. I wonder if he knows who owns Canada and Australia. It's the British king. Yes, indeed. And it says you're going to lose it. No, don't be silly. Where in Scotland are you from? From the West Coast? Hi, big man from Paisley, says 99. What's your favourite type of beer? Ginger beer. There we are. We love it. Absolutely. James 498, is that all you can do? There we are. Let's get rid of Scott. He's a half-wit. Bye-bye, Scott, the half-wit. There we are. Just going. Guys, say bye-bye to Scott. That's it. There we are. Some of these people aren't quite up to scratch for TikTok's top talk show. That's what I say to you. The line's closed, Scotty. No, I think we could probably open the lines up, Kareem, if you wanted to come on and have a wee chat. If you can leave it for a few minutes, just so we get all the opinions here. And then I shall give you the nod. I shall tip you the wink if you want to give us a call. That would be amazing. Top talk show, really? Well, it's me, absolutely. Now, who we got here? What's your favourite single malt? I don't drink alcohol, Jill. But I used to enjoy malt whiskey. I'm Scottish and Irish, the Stuart clan. Good evening, Laird McClue. How the devil are you? What kind of half-wit goes something like that? Top talk show, really? How much does that person not know? There we are. What part of Scotland is this? This is all of Scotland and all the world's countries. There we are, Dinky-Doo. Now, who have we got? Luna and Bella have joined us. And Mr. Geary has joined us. What do you think about the court ruling? Well, you have to respect the court ruling, but I can't understand why, you know? Because it would have made sense. I mean, Westminster has to come out and tell us exactly why they don't want Scotland to go independent. Every last detail. There we are. I meant, what's your accent? I'm from Aberdeen, and I can't place that. My accent is not really an accent, it's just the way I speak, because I'm from Aberdeen and fantastic, Ken. Disney character? Mickey Mouse. How about that one? Fantastic. Lovely, lovely. We like that. Joanna's joined us. Hi, Joanna. Dinky-Doo. How are you doing, sir? We're doing very well. And we're live on the YouTube channel as well. Fantastic stuff. Do you live in a manor? Well, a certain manor, yes. You know, trying to keep warm and stuff like that. Can you speak Gaelic? Fauci ki da mili Fauci don TikTok agus YouTube agus Scottish McClue. You're having a nice evening. It's Dan from Kent. Dan, how's things in Kent? We want to know you are real Kent. What about all the other countries that have left the Union? How are they getting on? not terribly well, I wouldn't think. There we are. We need to be back in the old European Union, I think. We certainly need to be back in the single market. Poor old Winston Churchill will be spinning in his grave that Conservatives have completely damaged this country through Brexit. Imagine coming out of Europe when it was he was the architect of Europe. Have you any heard of Rubislaw? The old Rubislaw quarry and Rubislaw Den, Ken. Fantastic. Hello. Are you following us? Have you been to Wales? I have been to Wales. I've been to Carnarvon, see, and I was also offered a phone in Cardiff on a station called Real Radio, but sadly I couldn't do it because my dear mum had just passed away and I had to attend to all the affairs. So there, Scotty, are you doing phone-ins? Yes, Patrick. We're doing phone-ins in a few minutes. So there we are, because I want to have a word with Karim and see what Karim's up to. So DINKY-DOO. Guys, I need followers. Get following as quickly as you can on the TikTok. You'll see it there on the intro. It says, please get following, because we've had about 45 million people have viewed Scottie McClue's TikTok videos, and we've only got 22,000 followers. You do the math, I say. You do the math. Fantastic. Hi, baby. Hi, DINKY-DOO. Hello, Jim. DINKY-DOO. Royalists and Republicans side by side. Scotland's so beautiful. Well, the Republicans are no use to Scotland. If you go down that road, then independence is toast forever. But if we have accept the monarch as the head of state and get on with it, when are you opening the phone calls? I'll do that just in a few minutes. In fact, we'll maybe see if we can do it now. If I can do that now, and we'll see if we can get one or two people on to give us their opinions on things. Right, that should be the phone lines open now if somebody wants to try them. And phone us in. You've got the number. Shouldn't be difficult. 0141 628 9795. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Scotty, it's Karim.
Karim, I'm lovely to hear you, and DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO, Scotty, how are we?
Well, we're amazing. And the old YouTube's working, yes?
Yes, everything's fine. You're on there now and on TikTok, so it's all going.
It was just doing, you know, computers, you'll understand this, Karim. They do that wee circling all the time.
Yeah, do you call it buffering?
That's right, buffering. Yes, now you've got it, buffering. So it was just buffering, and I thought, I don't think that's live.
Yeah, you need to come out and back in. Well, Scotty, where do I start with this?
Yes.
I have been on TikTok and on Facebook, and I've been listening to so many people, and I think yesterday, the 23rd of November 2022, it was made official that Scotland democracy is now dead. We are not a nation of equals to the rest of the United Kingdom.
Right, correct.
If you can imagine if the EU said no to the UK to leave if it was at the European Court,
yeah,
there would be an absolute outcry, there would be uproar. So as far as I'm concerned, when the judge yesterday proved that we are basically a colony now, that is disgraceful, democracy has died. Now, if you have to ask the question as well, and you've seen yesterday in Parliament, Welsh MPs and Northern Irish MPs were livid, were not happy, and it proves the arrogance that we have within Westminster. Now, there are surely smart unionists out there listening and thinking that they must know deep down, regardless whether they want a referendum or not, the process is that we are sovereign as a nation and we have the right to decide whether we want a referendum. Now, I actually think, Scotty, the next, which will be discussed at New Year, within the SNP conference, and there will be another conference as well, yes, with the Yes movement,
yes,
is how do we move forward with the de facto I think this will probably go against the unionists, because if you see at the moment, if you're needing a majority of MPs, then the SNP should and will get that.
Yes.
That's going to go against. If you had a referendum, then it's 50-50, as it always has been. But I think the unionists, as glee as they were yesterday, need to step back and think, yep, okay, they've won this battle, the war's not over. But I really think now the way we move forward as a country is to continue with the positive dialogue, to highlight corruption and incompetence that we have from down south, to show the inequalities that are still existing throughout the UK, not just within Scotland, and to really put international pressure on the Westminster system.
I think, Kareem, what we're needing is for the unionists to make a case for the union and to come out into a public arena and say why they don't want Scotland to leave. It's all very well saying they don't want to break up the UK, but they need to say why.
I think the strategy just now, Scotty, I think this is going to play to our advantage. And I think I've always said this before, Scotty, a lot of people up here are very thick. We need to learn things the hard way. We will learn things the hard way.
Well, I think we're learning the hard way right now. We're under a government that's been in power for about 12 years. I'm talking about the Westminster government. And they've had Brexit has cost them 4 prime ministers, and will cost them a few more as time goes on. And will cost them the election as well. So it's Brexit that's the elephant in the room, and they need to start addressing that and stop blaming the pandemic, the war, the weather, the fact that it's winter, the fact that they've just got the new prime minister just come into office, anything at all, but actually saying we shouldn't have let Brexit go ahead.
Well, Scotty, I think we'll see this winter, because there's going to be a lot of people going hungry and cold. And if this is what they voted to be a part of, do they really want that to continue in the years to come? Yeah. Because if anything, we've got another 2 years or so of Tory rule. They're not going to call a general election. And my view with Keir Starmer is, although at the moment down south he might be having momentum and will have massive gains, I think their party is no better than the Tories. They'll have 1 term in power, and then the Tories will come back again. Yeah. So we as a country here have to ask, we've not voted directly Conservative since 1955. Correct. Let's do the right thing and get rid of them altogether, and let's move forward as a country. So there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of strategy. One thing I want you to think about as well, Scotty, what I'm seeing quite a lot with the unionist strategies is that there's a lot of blogs and websites being dished to people with false information or very selective information. Yes. I would ask people to look who is actually writing these journals. Where is it funded from? Most of them are from down in London. Will this benefit London to down talk the assets of what Scotland can and potentially do? There's a lot of things I think people up here are going to have to really waken up if they are really wanting to have a progressive future, or are things going to be dumbed down like what's happening down south? Because there's a lot of inequalities, poverty is happening down south. It just doesn't get spoken too much about that up here, because we do have things a lot better up here. But as I said, Scotty, and I know I'm rambling on here. No. To finish off, we are not a nation of equals.
That's the big one. Yeah.
And do what you're told.
That's the point. Spot on, Kareem. Lovely to hear you. Glad we got you tonight.
Thank you, Scotty, for having me on. I really wanted that off my
chest. No, brilliant. Lovely. I'll put it out to the nation. Dinky-Doo.
Speak to you Saturday.
And you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving. That's our Kareem. Fantastic stuff. Follow us as soon as you can. Now, who have we got here? Scotty, my wee brother-in-law, is a big fan. Can you give a shout out to wee Kenny from West Lothian? Of course we can, Kenny. A pleasure to do so. There we are. Share the live, guys, and get following as soon as you can. Thanks, Joe Clark. Wonderful. There we go now. Who else have we got? Morning, Lord Duke of Dundee, Onion Badgie. How lovely to hear from you. Always a pleasure and never a chore. Fantastic stuff, I say. Now then, who have we got here? Oh, my goodness me. Right, I'll just manage that one. That's the stuff. Fantastic. Right, now, there's Crab joining us, Dinky-Doo, and Mr. King Cool. Fantastic. We love that. Onion Badgie, I hope you're well. Haven't heard from you and seen you for some time. So very good that you are back with us. What are we all thinking about the vote? I've opened the telephone lines, guys. Now, I need lots and lots of followers. Dinky-Doo. What do you think of Andy Stewart? Gunga. I was a big fan of Andy Stewart. I worked with Andy Stewart at Grampian Television in Aberdeen. A fine fellow. There we are. And of course, a very good entertainer, a great singer, and a very good actor. I would like to have seen Andy acting in different things. I know his son is an actor. Dinky-Doo, Scotty. Just watch the Nicky Campbell video. Oh, fantastic. What a super guy he is. All good, sir. How's the great Scotland? The great Scotland is a little bit in mourning because the courts decided that they can't go for an independence referendum. So Scotland's a little bit down at the moment, but they will bounce back. Absolutely. Hello from Ireland. Hello, Ruth. Lovely to have you with us from Ireland. Dinky-Doo. Change This has followed me. Thank you, Change This. A proper human being following Scottie McClue on TikTok. That's what we like to see. We're also streaming live on the YouTube channel, guys. So I'll just see what we've got here. How are you doing, Scotty? Says Craig. Not tuned into the stream for a while. Dinky-Doo. Hi, Scotty. Kareem, says Susan. F document says Kareem is living in La La Land again. You had a vote and voted to stay. You can't go, let's just vote again a few years later. Oh, yes, F document. You most certainly 100% can. We had a vote and very narrowly, yes, the stay law won for pro tem because they fell for lies. So very narrowly, yes. Then what we've had, and this is very interesting, what we've had since that is we've had Brexit, and that's caused untold damage to the United Kingdom, economic annihilation and political fragmentation. Hello, Susan, says Kareem. Alice says, Joe and Alice say hello. Great program. Joe and Alice, how lovely to have you with us, and a very warm welcome. Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo to Joe and Alice. Amazing. Fantastic. Big, big fans of the show. So there we are. Susan, Kareem are having a wee chat there. So that's fine. Now here's John Joe. Brexit has been great, Scotty. Yeah, great for finishing off the UK. Absolutely, John Joe. Indeed. So there we go. John Joe, what I would like to know then, if you're going to make comments like Brexit has been great when we are suffering terrific economic damage from coming out of Europe, would you like to make a bit of a case for Brexit? Because nobody's managed so far, and we all got work from the back. There we are. How's the referendum going, Tony? The referendum's not going at the moment. How do we get India now, Scotty, if they won't let us? Well, I think what you've got to do is realise that Scotland really always has been independent and has only, in the last 313 years, gone into a union put together by skullduggery and jiggery-pokery. There we are. Dear Maria has sent me red roses. Tree Man, thank you so much for your kindness. So there we are. Christoph says something. I'm not going to use that kind of terminology, Christoph. If you like to put it properly and ask, is the person in place the best for independence, then that remains to be seen. Independence is much bigger than a political party or single people, individuals. It's much bigger than that. We're talking history, Dear Maria, thank you for my red rose. That Scottish water is divine. Scotty for First Minister, folks. Thank you, Tree Man. There we are. Dear Maria has just become a top viewer. It would have been a thistle if I could. Ah, Maria, bless you, I say. It's so lovely of you. Respect the vote. EU in the toilet. No John Joe McGonigal. EU obviously not doing so well as it was when we were all together, but then we are doing dreadfully. We are in the toilet, down the toilet, and people are pulling the chain on us. So there you have it, John Joe. So you tell me if you like the increased fuel prices, if you like the fact that nobody can keep warm or keep the lights on, if you like the fact that the shelves are empty, if you like the fact that there are strikes all over the place, if you like the fact that we've lost 250 billion pounds we'll never get back, if you like all that, John Joe, then I see where you're coming from. You know, you're obviously something of a masochist. There we have it. Hi, mate, waiting for repairs to come out to my tractor at GP. I hope they're coming out there. Fits up with a tractor like Ken. Fantastic. Now, what do we got here? Make it a de facto referendum. Ah, John Ferindi, good comment. There we are. Who have we got here? Yes, indeed. Lots and lots of lovely people. The case was made for the EU in 2016. Remain lost. No, John Joe. Everybody lost. Open your eyes, sleepy boy. Everybody lost. Nobody won that one. You got watched from the back. You're easy. You're easy pickings. Scotty, will you be watching Fortnite Fracture event on December the 3rd? Sir Bacon, can you play Fortnite once a week? I ask you. So there we have it. Who have we got here? I'm struggling to afford division for my tractor. Division. Tell me more, JP. So there we are. Fantastic. You met Nikki Campbell on TikTok? No, I met Nikki Campbell on national television. There we have it. I tell you. Now then, who have we got here? There we go. Fantastic. Right. I'm just having a look at who we've got here, guys. Ah, yes. I don't like when people suffer, says Katakoi. I know what you mean, Katakoi. Thank you. Fuel prices increased in many parts of the EU. Look at Germany. Yes, indeed. I mean, look at America. You know, that sort of thing. But you tell me, you know, because we've got our own companies, why are the fuel prices up? Scotty, are your calls on? They're on, John. If you want to give us a call, you can do. 0141628 9795. 0141628 9795. There we are. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Who have we got now then? Excellent stuff. I say to you. Oh. Fuel prices are a joke, says JP. Yes, beyond a joke, I would say. There's Gideon in South Africa. Good evening, Sir Scotty. Ah, Gideon, I see your president is paying a state visit to Blighty. Fantastic stuff. Gideon, lovely to have you with us, I say to you. Now, there we are. Strikes in many parts of the EU also. John Joe, you can try and make an excuse for your decision, but you'll never excuse what you and the likes of you have done to this country. Take it on the chin. You got it wrong. You lost. Yes, under the auspice of winning. You've lost us, our countries. 4 countries you've lost, John Joe. So there we are. So try and make a case for that. Don't try and say, oh, but they've got problems as well. Yes, we know that. But a problem shared is a problem halved. Remember, we were sitting at the big table, John Joe. Are we sitting at the big table now? No. Remember that we controlled 30% of the world's biggest marketplace with our dear friends and allies, Germany. Are we controlling that now? No. So there you have it. There's your starter for 10, John Joe. Mate, you had your vote, you lost. You were told us once in a lifetime. No, we weren't. So, Ian, we had a vote. It was very narrowly for Remain at that time, because there was a lot of lies and conning going on. We weren't told by anybody it was a once-in-a-lifetime vote. You know, maybe a throwaway comment, there's nothing in that, and you say you don't care, you care passionately, or you wouldn't take the time to write that. Hello, Scotty, people need to wake up. It's all smoke screens. They're playing us from all sides. Dawson Creek, you are correct. I won't go into detail. They pulled the EU wool over your eyes. No, Churchill. I don't know if you've any respect or time for Churchill, right? Not everybody has, but he was the architect of Europe. He was the architect of the single market, the European Union. He wanted a single European army, yes, with a single commander-in-chief. He probably had himself in mind at the time. So what you've done is you have desecrated Churchill's memory and his life's work. There you go. We had 70 years of peace and 50 years of peace and prosperity. There we have it. Dinky-Doo. Hi, Henry. We're not in a union. A union suggests part of a consensual arrangement. Dear Maria, you're 100% correct. I can tell you. Wonderful stuff. Now, who have we got here? There we go. Wonderful. Right. Who else have we got here? Oh, my goodness, we're busy tonight, I can tell you. There we go. Just sorting all these out. Wonderful stuff. Now then, the EU is not the land of milk and honey. Well, it was, you see. And this country begged and begged and begged on bended knee throughout the 50s and 60s. Could they please join the common market? Could they please join the single market? And President Charles de Gaulle, of which I wasn't particularly impressed after what we did for France during the Second World War, he said no, he didn't want the roast beef in there. And the EU was very much the land of milk and honey. Perhaps it could do with the odd tweak nowadays, but that's fine. That would give us good grounds for discussion if we re-enter. There we are. So I am telling you, Scotty, your calls are not working. John, I'm sure they're working. There we are. So give us a call now, John. Let's hear from you and see what happens. All right. That's the lines gone live. Fantastic. Now, who else have we got? Nicky, no, I don't know about that. Brexit means Brexit's a trick. Yes, sadly, trick. It does. And it's caused no end of suffering across the 4 countries of the UK. So Brexit means Brexit as in economic annihilation. I warned them of this 6 years ago. This is not news. You need to start listening to Scotty McCLUE, because you'll always get the truth. Economic annihilation and political fragmentation of the United Kingdom. And that's your Brexit for you. And 250 billion quid doon the stank. Wasted. I just joined and caught you talking about strikes. Are you for them or against them? Well, Andrew, at the moment, because of the mob we've got in, I am very much for them. Because the people are being treated in a disgraceful fashion. There are moves to forget the people and see how to just enrich themselves, I think. I thought you didn't have TikTok. Well, we've got TikTok now. Brexit won. No, John Joe. Nobody won. Yes? Brexit won. The rest of the world, nil. Okay? So if you can make a case, you haven't made a case, John Joe, you need to tell us the advantages of Brexit. We're all waiting. Don't hold your breath, folks. I don't want anybody suffocating. There we are. Now, how are we getting on? Hello, Balach. Hakama. What do you do for work, aviation junkie? I inform, educate, and entertain. Fantastic. Has anybody phoned us up there? Come on, get phoning as soon as you can. We're waiting for you. Lovely, lovely. The lines are open, and you should be able to get straight through. Wonderful stuff. Now, what do we got here? Oh, my goodness me. There we have it. Right. Sour grapes. John Joe McGonigal. Yes, sour grapes on your part. There we are. Have you made the case? We are waiting. for your sour grapes. Scotland independence coming next year, up the Royal Artillery. Absolutely. What's your opinions on shampoo? Well, I only use it a couple of times a week and very modestly. So there you are, because the soap dries my scalp. The Royal Mail should get back to work. I don't think so, Angela, until the money's improved. We didn't control 30% salary. No, absolutely we did, John Joe McGonigal. Along with our dear friends and allies, Germany, we controlled 30% of the whole market. Yes, 52 countries. There we have it. Yes, 500 million people. Scottie McClue loves the Royal Artillery. Absolutely, Trick. A fabulous regiment. All the British Army regiments. Scottie, are you taking calls? We are, John. So you give us a call. You've got the number, 01416289795. You're a great man, Scottie. I'm off now, but tell them all to be true to themselves. Tree man, I shall do that with pleasure. Absolutely, no problem at all. How lovely is this? There we are. Rule Britannia. Yes, a good Scottish song, Craig, written by a Scotsman. There we are. Rule Britannia. But do not think we are now slaves. So Rule Britannia is redundant. The worst case scenario, thanks to Brexit, has come true. And Britons are heading for slavery, I say to you. So there we are. Who have we got here? Breaking news. We have a beautiful, wonderful, talented, smart, kind and handsome lad. There we are. Fantastic stuff. Now then, what else have we got here? Scottish tap water. Oh, it's beautiful. There we are. Sir, you didn't want to go to a coffee morning. It wasn't your cup of tea. Indeed, absolutely. We love it. Fantastic. Andrew Dinky-Doo. Churchill loved a nice swig. He was a warmonger. Well, John Joe, I mean, you know, I would say your beloved Britain has always enjoyed a war, you know, so I don't think you can just put all the warmongering onto Churchill. Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? John, how lovely to hear you. Oh, John's away. There we are. Maybe struggling to work the phone. So you can't have it both ways, John Joe. Are you anti-Churchill and pro-Brexit? Yes. There we are. That's the kind of man you are. I tell you. Thank you for my red roses. When did we have 70 years of peace? We have peace since the Second World War. You know, a peace since the Second World War. When did the Second World War finish? 1945. Do the maths. 77 years. But we've had 6 out of the EU, so 71 years of peace. There we are. Lions and Tigers. Dinky-Doo. Hello, Mr. McClue. Hello, Joe Winder. Mr. McClue, have you ever been to Ayr? Daniel. Have I been to Ayr? Alt Ayr wham ne'er a tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Is it bonny or bonny? Scotty, are you taking calls? We are, John. You were through there. Dinky-Doo, you're on our side, Scotty, and a mouth. Keep up the great convos. I will, Tree Man. No problem at all. The EU great to small player. Here we are. We're live on Scottish Phone In. Hello, who's that?
Hello, Scotty. How's it going?
It's going beautiful.
What do you reckon in your Brexit?
Brexit, a disgrace.
Disgrace.
The worst.
You like to be back in the EU?
Well, yes, but we need to negotiate really hard this time to get back in and get the best deal.
Do you think it would be better if we were independent?
If Scotland was independent.
You think it would be easier to get to the EU?
Oh, yes, of course it would. You see, Scotland's always traded with Europe.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Scotty.
And thank you, Dinky-Doo. Fantastic stuff. EU great, small player. If you're one of the big 4 or 5, simply pumping money to prop up the rest. Not at all. Use 816. Open your eyes and have a look at Britain post-EU. Fantastic infrastructure, European money. Yes, indeed. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. If you're watching right now, get following. Scotty McCLUE says, Trick, I don't think we want you on here. I think you're a half-wit. Trick's a half-wit. He's leaving us. Say night-night. That's the end of him. We'll never hear any more from Trick. There we are. Advantage, freedom from EU unelected bureaucrats. So, John Joe, come on, what's the advantage? You tell me, is it the empty shelves? Is it the high fuel prices? Is it the high prices for oil and gas? All that stuff. Brexit was a disaster to the UK. Thankfully, we will be independent in the near future. Andrew, well done, sir. We love your faith in the future. That's what it's all about, I tell you. You're live at Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. It's John.
John, Dinky-Doo, you've got through.
Yeah, I cut out last time.
No bother. What can I do for you, sir? I love your comments.
Thanks. Do you have any bullying advice?
Bullying advice. If you're getting bullied, you need to be telling somebody right away.
Okay.
You need to get that right out into the open because bullies are cowards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first step, the bully is the coward. If a bully was chasing you, you turn around and say, come on then.
Okay.
You know, it's absolute panic. But you make sure everybody knows about this.
Okay.
And never think anything about, oh, I don't want to grass anybody up, blah, blah, blah. You get this out, people will get to the truth, and the bully will get a serious talking to. That's the stuff. Good man. Now, who have we got here? Are you Scottish, says Fred. Fred, you've got it in one. Nothing gets past you. Amazing stuff. Good for Fred, I say. Lovely, lovely chat. Now, who have we got here? I know one thing. I've always wanted to try haggis, says Noonie A. There we are. A bully is not a worry, but a bother. Most of the folks will squash one. What about that? Often wonder what the drink of choice is in Scotland, alcoholic and not. Is it Scotch? I hope so. Well, I don't know. If you don't drink alcohol, you certainly won't drink Scotch. I can tell you. Much Turkey Day. Love to you and yours from the land over the pond, the USA. We love you. Happy Thanksgiving, I say to you, Dinky-Doo. There we are. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, hope you're good. Oh, not half, I can tell you. Fantastic stuff. So lovely to have you with us. Scotty, let me go live with you. Give us a phone, Nikki. Come and give us a phone, and we'll do the chat. So there you are. Sneddest, lovely to hear from you, and Dinky-Doo. John Joe, slaves to WEF. That's an interesting one. Are you watching the World Cup? I'm not a great football fan, to be honest, Jimmy. So there I'll have the odd squint at it. There we are. Hi, Scotty McCLUE. Hi, Lucy. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Dinky-Doo. Britannia existed before the English. Anyway, they've only been here 1,500 years. Yes, it was the Romans before. Yes, the foreigners were in the land. And the Scottii and the Picts. Churchill was a horrible man. Look at his career, says John Joe. So, John Joe, you're not a Churchill man, but you think Brexit's a good idea. Yes, very, very interesting. So there we are. I know his career inside out, John Joe. I could tell you every aspect of Churchill's life. There we are. Hello from Killin. Gary, we love Killin. Fantastic. How lovely to have it. The Falls of Dochart. Yes, indeed. I know it so well. And Fiernan and Kenmore. The Troubles, was that piece? No, the Troubles, yes, is a different thing altogether. Of course, we were still at peace. The Troubles were skirmishes. Yes, in part of the empire at the time. That's what that was about, John Joe. You still haven't made a case for Brexit. Whereabouts are you from, says Lucas? I'm from the universe, Lucas. I'm a child of the universe. Hello, Scotty. How are things from East Kilbride? Yes, SP. Fantastic. Lovely to have you with us from East Kilbride. We like East Kilbride. Excellent stuff there. You have it. Now then, what else is happening here? Hail Floaty, how are you? Mr. Martin, Dinky-Doo, Mr. Martin calls me Floaty, first lord of the internet. How do I call in, says Morris? You take your telephone, Morris, and you dial 0141 or +4441 628 9795, and we say hi. That's what it's all about. Now then, who else have we got here? Busy show tonight, guys. What have we got? Listen to John Joe grasping at straws, saying Scotty secretly loves Brexit. Nobody loves Brexit. Andrew says better together. Not from Scotland's point of view, Andrew. Maybe from Westminster's point of view, but certainly not from Scotland's point of view. Absolutely. What a cheerful soul you are, Scotty McClue. The internet phone in, #Floaty. New here and proud of you. You seem like a true gent. Noonie, you are also a fantastic person. There we are. Hi, Mr. McClue. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Tom. Lovely to have you with us. There's Lucy. And what have we got? Get back in. We couldn't wait to get out. No, Neil. It's not a question of we couldn't wait to get out. We were worked from the back. Yes, there was no reason at all to leave the EU. Look at the carnage. It's caused the economic carnage. Oh, that water is lush. Dinky-Doo from Dinky-Doo, says McDougall. The EU is deindustrializing due to German Green Party. Well, I don't know that you should be listening to too much Green parties. Scotland should have independence. England should join the United States. Well, I think that the present lot would love to sell England to America. You know, absolutely. That was a great trick. You disappeared. No problem, John, at all. Hello, says Greg. Hello, Greg. How lovely to have you with us. Guys, if you're watching right now on YouTube, if you can subscribe, that would be just amazing. I don't like having to tell people to do that because every YouTuber tells people to do that. But if you can, it would be fantastic. And also, if you're on TikTok, please get following. Yes, indeed. 45 million people have seen Scotty McClue's TikTok. How amazing is that? Just incredible. Woo! Fantastic. So I need about maybe another 50 followers tonight. The UK contributed more than it received from the EU. Not true at all, John Joe. Somebody's stuffed your wee head with nonsense, trying to get you up to an IQ of 2. So there you are. The EU's a bully, and the Brits stood up to them. No, John, no bullying. Absolutely. We were very much part of it. We controlled a third. Amazing. Dinky-Doo from Liverpool. Maria, thank you for your rose. How are you thinking? Are you Jesus? Says Greg. Well, Greg, I've never made out that I was the Messiah. So there you have it. I can tell you. Some people have. Gina sent me a red rose, guys. Isn't that beautiful? You're forgetting the French farmers burning UK lambs alive in Calais, all in the EU. No, I'm not forgetting the French farmers at all. But you're forgetting that we're going to end up with no farmers since we came out of the EU. You're forgetting that. Just subscribed. You're welcome in advance. Noonie, you are an absolute topper. We thank you. Happy Thanksgiving across the pond. What do you think of rugby? I love it. I used to play front row, tight head prop. Whoa! Down first. Boom! There you are. Do you know the 3 towns? Go on, Gio. Tell us about the 3 towns. Fantastic. Hello from East Kilbride. Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, everybody. If you could tackle the cost of living crisis, where would you start? Well, I think we would get talking to Europe right away and say, can we share resources and trade? Because it's not working out for us. We don't have any of the trade agreements we used to have. We're out of the big market. We're away from the big table. So I think close ties with the EU. I've heard murmurs that the government are looking at that. I should drink more water instead of, and Kirsty mentions fizzy drinks. There we are. Well, I won't make a comment because you mentioned a brand. Are your calls live or on a delay? Well, Andrew, You know, you don't need to worry about that. You make the call and we'll sort it for you. Hi, Scotty. How are you? Dinky-Doo. Hello, Joseph. Good that you could come and join us. Do you know the 3 towns in Ayrshire? Well, there's Ayr, and there's Kilmarnock, and there's well, there's several towns in Ayrshire. There's a lot more than 3 towns. Or would you say the rest count as villages? So what would count as a town? Ayr and Kilmarnock, certainly. They are towns. The other town might be the other Ayrshire town might actually be the Bonnet-Toon. Am I right? You know, have I got that right? Is it the Bonnet-Toon, the 3rd tune? There we are. There's the wonderful Ian MacDonald has sent me a rose. Ian has just brought out a book, one of our top comedians, a great punster. I can tell you, Ian MacDonald, Dinky-Doo. I hope your book's going well. It's a cracker. Fantastic. Can I send you a framed photo of Nigel Farage? No, there's a wee luxury I might manage to stagger by without John, but thank you for the thought. There we are. Subscribe to the YouTube every day, says J118. Scotland got dragged out the EU and the vow was broken. Why would we want to be a prisoner? So there we are. Why would we want to be a prisoner? I don't quite get your meaning, Ian. Scotland got dragged out the EU and the vow was broken. The vow was actually about the Union, not the EU. There you are. Although there was mention of the EU in the vow. I hear fuel costs in the UK region are horrid, dreadful money. Yes, indeed. It's a bit like when you lost the Donald and you ended up with Uncle Joe and your gas just shot through the roof. Has Scotland run out of oil and fish? No, there's plenty of oil and fish. And it's a nonsense that you've got fuel poverty in Scotland because our fuel should be next to free. Yes, indeed. We need to sort that. If I was First Minister, I'd be sorting that out, I can tell you. No problem at all. Now, can you follow me, guys? There we are. Ian McDonald's just sent me a squirrel. Wow, amazing stuff. Ian McDonald has become a top 3 viewer to Scotty McCLUE. What a top man. There we are. Do you know the 3 towns in Ayrshire? Well, I gave you that. Did I not? Is it not Ayr, Kilmarnock and Stewarton? Or is it Kilwinning? There you have it. You tell me. Patrick has joined us. Hello, Patrick. The economic carnage. The SNP can manage that themselves. No, Neil the Scot. No. You know, independence is much bigger than the SNP or the First Minister or any of that stuff. Independence is a real good shift. You've got to remember the Union is built on sand. Scotland gives away all its money for nothing. Hampden Park should have a new stand, calling it the Dinky-Doo stand. Yes, we'll join you at the Scotty McCLUE Dinky-Doo stand. There you are. You must agree UKIP played a blinder. You've got to hand it to them. UKIP, sadly, you know, but remember UKIP, United Kingdom Independence Party. Yes. So, I mean, if you're for UKIP, then you'll be for Scottish independence because you believe in independence. You see where you're coming from, John? You're getting yourself mixed up. F1 says, are you from Ohio? I'm not. Are you? Are you a farmer? I be a mortal good farmer, I say to you. Scotty, you must have put a chip in you. No, John Joe. We're just telling the truth. Ian MacDonald says, you may not be the Messiah, but you may be a very naughty boy. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy indeed. Oh, wow, dear Maria. A beautiful hand heart. I thank you. Joseph's followed us. Guys, get following if you're watching live on the TikTok. Big style. Kirsty says it's okay to do some sugary things in moderation, sending some much-needed wellness to you. Be who you are and do exercise. Exercise in a way that it's fun. Ride a bike and such. So there you have it. Good one, Nunny. EU Common Agricultural Policy is a disaster. Look at the Netherlands. No. The Dutch farmers are being targeted. There we are. Don't look at the Netherlands. Find out what's behind it all, John J. John J., you're lovely at shooting your mouth off with zero knowledge, you know, but there you are. But it's not good for you. Andrew has sent me a lovely GG. I thank you. Guys, can you get following, please? I need about another, 25 followers right now this second. That would be just amazing. Follow us as soon as you can. Thank you, Ian Adamson. What a top human being. Sorry, I've got a lag happening, says Gio. Ah, yes, indeed. Is it an old lag? There we are. Thank you, Nunny. You're right, says Christy. Lovely conversations going on in the YouTube here. Scotty boy, Eddie boy. Sounds like a personal problem, says Vala Ahi. You voted leave, deal with the consequences. No, well, the thing is, a lot of us didn't vote leave. You had a 1.2 million majority dictating to almost 70 million people. That's not democracy, I can tell you that. You deal with that. Give us an answer. So what have we got here? Do you believe in God? Of course, everybody believes in God. I've never, ever heard of or met anyone who doesn't believe in God. If an atheist tells you they don't believe in God, ask them what they don't believe in, and they will say God. So they must believe in God to not believe in God, because if God didn't exist, there'd be no requirement to not believe in him. Just to be contrary. Dinky-Doo. Yes, thank you, Tom. Tom Verheer. Lovely to hear from you. Hello, Scotty. How are you on this fine evening? Says AJ. AJ, Dinky-Doo to you, I say. How fantastic is that? Guys, I need another 25 followers. You're watching but not following. Tut, tut, tutty, tut, 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 tut. So there we are. Get following, please, I say to you. Scotty McClue, how are you? We are absolutely amazing. Wonderful stuff. Hi, Scotty. Just joined. Tad, you're very, very welcome. Irvin, there we are. Oh, Irvin, of course, in Ayrshire, the town. Scotty, I missed talking to you. Scotty, Eddie boy, we have missed you as well. You must phone me on the phone in at some point. A bit late tonight because we've got to go. What about the French fishermen attacking Scottish trawlers legally? Scallop fishing. Absolutely, Neil the Scot. There's things either way that can all be talked about. It's a conversation. What about all the wonderful infrastructure courtesy of the EU? Look at the positives, Neil. Stop trying to desperately clutch at straws to try and prove your case when you don't really believe yourself. Do you know what I'm saying to you? That's the stuff. And Dinky-Doo. Mother Nature is our God. We should look after her. Yes, Mother Nature created by God. Fantastic. So there we go. Peebles. Hello, Peebles. We love you in Peebles. Down at the Tweed there. The UK should have friendly trade relations with all, even Russia, when the war is over, if you want it. Well, the trouble is the UK can't negotiate the way they could when they were in the EU, John Joe. That's it. We're kind of one hand tied behind our back. Now, what have we got here? We are the people, says Benny Driver. Thoughts on the Green Party? I'm not a big fan of all this green stuff. Of course, we've got global warming at the moment because they have been heating up since the Ice Age, and it will correct itself. It's nothing to do with cow farts or diesel cars or any of that stuff. That's just a drop in the ocean. I say to you, guys, I'm going to have to dash. This is Scotty McClue saying Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Follow me as soon as you can on TikTok. Taralas! That's our beautiful TikTokers have had to leave. We just get an hour. Fantastic stuff. So there you go, YouTubers. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Keep an eye out. Set your notifications. Make sure you've subscribed. And say, let me know when Scotty McClue goes live on YouTube. That's what it's about. Lovely to talk to you. Take great care of your dear self. Stay fabulous. And thanks for watching. Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Bye-bye.